There's no way you can look like that in your 40s. He's preposterously jacked.
Y'all, the Liver King has recently got himself into a little bit of trouble, so let's talk about it today. Before we get into today's video, I just want to let you guys know that this video is for educational purposes only. Please remember to be kind to everybody everywhere, in your everyday life, in your home, in the grocery store, and especially in the comment section down below. Please do not show hate to anybody, anywhere. So good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everybody doing today? I hope you all are having an amazing day. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. I hope everybody's feeling good, getting geared up for a nice week. Maybe you're going to get some time off later this week. I hope you are all doing well. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the Liver King. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, I'm going to fill you in. I'm going to give you some backstory. We're going to go a little bit down the line. I'm going to tell you some things that I've seen, documentary. We're going to talk about some stuff today. Y'all are going to see some clips, and we're going to chit chat about it. Before we get into it, though, I did want to let you guys know, if you don't already know, hi, my name is Christina. I do have a second channel, which is Casually Christina. We just do things way more casually over there. I also have a Patreon. My Patreon's for 18 and up, and over there we talk about more personal stuff. We go live over there. There's a $2 tier for all the true crime stuff that cannot go onto YouTube due to their terms and policies. That goes over on my Patreon under the $2 tier. Just make sure you read the full about section in which each tier offers before you join. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Like to Know It. And Like to Know It is a platform where you can find links to a lot of the things that I use and that I love and that y'all ask about, like clothing items like this top, earrings, makeup, skincare, cooking utensils, all kind of stuff that I want to link over on my Like to Know It. I do. And all of those platforms are linked down in the description box if you would like to come and check me out. Okay, so before we get into this, I need to tell y'all, I don't know any of these people in this video. Please go do your own research, form your own opinions. Everything that I'm going to be showing y'all and telling y'all about today is pulled from very public sources, news sources, from these people we're talking about's mouths themselves. And it's all going to be filtered through my own words and opinions, but go do your own research, form your own opinions. Just don't show hate to anybody, anywhere. Okay, so the Liver King, whose real name is Brian Johnson, is a 47-year-old man who was born in Puerto Rico back in 1978. His father was actually in the U.S. Air Force, so they relocated not long after Brian was born. Brian, his mother and father, and Brian's brother moved to Lackland Air Force Base in San Antonio, Texas. Sadly, though, Brian's father passed away when he was just 2 years old. He says that he has no memory of his father, but nevertheless, still sad. Now, after that, Brian and his brother were both raised solely by their mother. They stayed in San Antonio in a military assisted living situation. Brian says that he was very active in sports when he was young, especially in BMX and skateboarding. He played baseball, and he was also in Boy Scouts. So it sounds like his mom really did her best to keep him or the boys busy, especially as a single mother, had them in military housing. I mean, Boy Scouts alone is very involved, and he was involved in all of this stuff. But Brian has said that he struggled with some health problems. He says that he was really kind of undersized for his age. He had issues with his inner ears, and because of that, he says that it caused a speech impediment that required extensive speech therapy. Because of this, Brian said that he was bullied a lot. Now, as he got older, he decided that he wanted to start working out. By the 8th grade, he says that he started feeling more confident and more strong, and he got pretty buff. I mean, he was working out, and he was looking pretty successful and doing the dang thing, even when he was younger. Now, Brian went on to go to Texas Tech University, where he majored in biochemistry, and he says that he did really well there. Now, after he got his degree, Brian then moved to Houston, Texas for a job as a pharmaceutical rep. He says that he was supposed to actually go on to medical school, but he heard that pharmacy reps make a lot of money, and so he decided that he was just going to go that route instead. Now, Brian met a woman named Barbara, and it almost sounds like, and I hope I'm saying this right, that he calls her Bozina, but her name is Barbara. And Brian actually met Barbara when he was riding a chairlift up a ski slope. 5 months later, they got married, and they went on to have 2 sons together, Stryker and Rad. Barbara had actually started her own dental practice, but after 10 years, she was ready to retire and become a stay-at-home mom. This is what allegedly led Brian to starting his supplement company, Ancestral Lifestyle. And wow, just hearing that name, because I have seen this supplement so much in the health and fitness world, is like, wow, we're all caught up right here, right? Brian, born in Puerto Rico with his mother and father. His father's in the U.S. Air Force. They moved to Texas. His father unfortunately passes away. He's raised by a single mom, him and his brother. His mom seems to be really keeping him busy and keeping him in stuff. He starts working out as a young age. He's obviously very smart because he goes to college. He graduates as a biochemist. And then he goes on to be a pharmaceutical rep. He meets this woman, Barbara, on this ski lift, which was probably really romantic. They're riding up. They probably stop. They talk to each other with all of the scenery. She owns her own company at this point for 10 years. They have 2 kids, and she's like, I want to be a stay-at-home mom. And so he's like, no problem. I'm going to start a company. And he was very successful because this Ancestral Lifestyle company would eventually be worth over $100 million. In 2021, Brian went viral on social media. Brian would do all this stuff. He would eat raw meat. He would eat raw meat like liver, pick up the whole giant liver and just tear into it with his teeth. And he would preach this 9 tenets to stay healthy and claim that his muscular physique, you see this right here, was completely natural. Now, this actually caused some controversy because there were people all over the internet saying there's no way. This guy is not in his 40s and this is completely natural. However, when you look at his pictures when he was younger and you're thinking well, maybe, he's eating this way. He had this particular way of living and you never know what is the truth. It didn't look like that's could be natural, but it's well, who am I to tell what this guy is actually doing in private? The thing about this was he was using his physique to gain attention because people are looking at him and he's eating all this raw meat and doing all this wild stuff and lifting all these crazy weights, this insane amount of weights, and saying it's because of his supplements and these 9 things that he does every day, getting sunshine, sleeping enough, all of that stuff. And it was helping him to sell his products. That's why this is so important, whether he was natural or not. Because at this point, he's making $100 million at some points a year. $100 million a year, allegedly, selling these supplements.
The question has always been, do you take steroids? Do you take PEDs? The answer to that is no. And then, same question, same answer. I didn't touch the stuff, don't touch the stuff, right?
The short answer is no. I don't touch the stuff.
So again, for the record, I've never taken steroids.
Not only did he say he was natural, he actually had a doctor, according to the Liver King, or Brian, come on and read his blood results to show that he was natural. So you got all these people, especially young men and that are buying these products that he's selling, thinking they're going to get his physique and get like him if they just follow what he's saying because he's natural, and even going to the point of allegedly having a doctor come on to say, oh yeah, I looked at his blood results and he's natural.
And then we had a doctor come on. We made a video. If you ever Google Liver King's blood work, we had a legitimate doctor come on. We did a blood work reveal. That was fun. But then the accusations never stopped. So I'm like, okay.
But then came the email leak. In November of 2022, a YouTuber named Derek shared emails that proved that Brian regularly used multiple steroids, including synthetic IGF-1 and testosterone. And y'all get this. When I watched a documentary on Netflix about this, I lost it. Was spending over $11,000 a month on pharmaceutical steroids. Yeah, a month. And he's telling everybody that he's natural and he's taking these big bites out of liver. I mean, I saw on this documentary, and I'll tell y'all more about it at the end, like where he would go out and dispatch an animal in the field right there and pull the warm liver out of the animal's body and say, like, this is the freshest way, this is the way to, like, nature, and this is how we evolved. But behind the scenes, y'all, he was spending $11,000 a month on them. Talk about the drama. But however, Brian then came out and he made an apology video where he admitted to taking around 120 milligrams of testosterone a week, and he apologized for misleading his viewers.
I'm making this video to apologize. Because I up. Because I'm embarrassed and ashamed. Because I lied. Yes, I've done steroids. And yes, I am on steroids, monitored and managed by a trained hormone clinician.
Now, after this news came out, some of Brian's followers ended up actually filing a lawsuit against him, and they accused him of deception and demanded $25 million in compensation. The lawsuit was later dropped, though, but yeah, they felt pretty duped. Now, that's what brings us to what's currently going on with Brian. In an Instagram video posted on June 23rd of this year, 2025, Brian called Joe Rogan out.
Joe Rogan, I'm calling you out. My name's Liver King. Man to man. I'm picking a fight with you.
Now, before I even go any further into this, I have to say that when I saw this video, for me, I saw a striking difference in his face than his face in like those interview clips that I just showed y'all. He, right off the bat, I'm like, he's not doing good. Something's going on with him, and it ain't the liver. It's something else. Brian ended up putting out several more videos after that, and one where he was actually ranting about Joe Rogan, and he just seemed to be off. And we're talking off, like not, elevator wasn't quite going to the top floor.
Anything and everything. Because Joe Rogan, we don't have to make videos to pretend anymore. All of this is happening. We're coming to you. I've challenged you man to man to a fight. I have my family to fight for. And I'll die for them. You know that. You've never come across something like this. Willing to die, hoping that you'll choke me out. I pray to God, because that's a dream come true. It feels good.
Then he started posting videos of himself saying that he was leaving his home in Willis, Texas, and he was getting ready to go out and find Joe Rogan himself in Austin, Texas. So now you've got this man who's seemingly unstable by the videos that he's posting himself. He's got lots of money. I mean, this is not just like somebody that has no resources. He's got plenty of money, allegedly. I don't know him. Y'all go do your own research, form your own opinions. Resources. He lives in the same state as Joe Rogan. He's posting all these taunting-like videos. He's not seeming like he's well. And in one of these videos, Brian ended up actually having an axe in his hand, and he said, "We come bearing gifts for those that deserve it."
Their serial numbers, non-replicatable, not reproducible kind of stuff. Presidents like that, Joe Rogan, that's how we do it in Texas, you know? That's real, man, kind of stuff. We're coming to Austin. We're about to leave. Just pulling up. I haven't slept. I've been waiting to get here. Now we're here. Guess what? You're dead. Rogan versus Liver King. Period.
I would not be comfortable with that at all, because when you see the videos of this man running and jumping and carrying stuff, you can just see him with that, fur animal hat on, coming and running and jumping over Joe Rogan's fence, probably not a comfortable feeling. And if you don't know why there would be some animosity between Joe Rogan and Brian, well, Joe Rogan has actually called out Brian in the past on his podcast. I mean, way before the email leak even came out. I mean, he's said plenty of times there's no way that guy is natural. It's a gimmick and things of that sort.
Have you seen that bloke that eats just the raw?
No, that's a gimmick, that guy.
It just looks ridiculous. He's got a
something.
plate of hearts and it just looks weird.
He's got an filled with steroids is what he's got.
Yeah, you should have a big
that is
plate
not-
of steroids next to it.
That is not a natural body.
Of course it's not.
That guy is shooting all kinds of into his system to achieve that kind of physique.
Completely.
Hey, Derek, you know how I got so jacked? Follow the 9 ancestral tenets. There's no way you can look like that. In your 40s, that jacked. I mean, he's preposterously jacked. And he was telling people that the way he gets that way is by sunning his balls. He literally lays down with his staring at the sun and eats raw liver and just lifts like a maniac. And that's how he's so jacked. But it's preposterous.
But Joe Rogan said that the two of them have actually never even had any contact before. Now, once Brian got to Austin, he posted a video of himself in the shower, y'all, ranting even more about Joe Rogan while he gave himself a coffee enema. Yeah. And in this video, Brian said that he had a run-in with the police officers, but the video was a bit hard to follow exactly what all he was saying. Y'all check this out.
Good morning, Primals. This is Mr. Enema Bucket. That's coffee, Keon coffee, the best kind, so I can drink some of the coffee both ways. Oh, the police are coming, or something's happening, somebody's overreacting. I'm not threatening to kill anybody. Did somebody say that I was going to kill somebody? I am going to. I picked a fight. Who have I picked a fight with? Let's start over. Does anybody know who I am? You probably don't. Maybe it matters, maybe it doesn't. My name is Liver King. I actually earned it. That's actually what I am. And I'm picking a fight. Anybody know who I'm picking a fight with? Joe Rogan. That's who I'm picking a fight with. Why? Why would you pick a fight with him? Out of principle, family. That's why. I'll explain more later, okay?
Then on June 24th of this year, 2025, Brian's wife posted a video showing Brian getting arrested.
Yeah. And these items for you?
I would take that with
Brian ended up being charged with 1 count of terroristic threats. And law enforcement has said that they obtained an arrest warrant after they contacted Joe Rogan, who told them that he had never had any interaction with Brian and considered these posts to be pretty threatening. And I would have said the same thing. I'd have been like, listen, yeah, he's taking it a bit too far. He's even traveling to my town. He's in a hotel room. Like, maybe the guy's not stable. You know, something's uncomfortable and does feel threatening. Reports also say that Joe Rogan told officers that he thought that Brian had a significant substance issue and appeared to be significantly unstable and seemed like he needed help. After posting his $20,000 bail, Brian has since shared more on his Instagram that some are calling it pretty worrying.
So the terroristic threat that was reduced to I actually don't want to say any details nor any names. And you thought the videos would stop, but they will never stop because, when you fight out of a principle, you got an infinite amount of venom. And then we'll hug and unite. Not before, because I gave you that chance. You didn't want to do it. I'll still invite you to do it after. And we don't have to hug after. But at some point, you have to capitulate something. And real tension, real fight. Can you believe it?
Now, as of now, Brian has a no contact order from the court saying that he's not allowed to contact Joe Rogan or any of his family members and that he has to have a mental health evaluation within a week of his release. Some reports actually say that he has an ankle monitor too, but we're not so sure about that. Now, what do I think about this? First of all, me and my husband watched the Liver King documentary on Netflix, I don't know, maybe a month or two ago. And it was fascinating, to say the least. I recommend y'all watching it. Even if you're not into health and fitness or anything, it is far out there. And if I remember correctly, this is all alleged, Brian seemingly feels like the documentary was not played out exactly the way he wanted it to, but like these were real clips from his family life and the things that they do. In the beginning of it, I was kind of like, okay, I'm trying to understand this guy. By the end of the documentary, I was thinking, man, I feel for some of the other people that are involved. And I'm not going to say who, but if you watch the documentary, you're going to know what I'm saying. Now, Joe Rogan said that he thought that there may be some substance issues with Brian / the Liver King. And I found a clip where he said that he takes mushrooms and drinks and stuff. And so who knows really what all's going on. But I can tell you that if you look at his face here from a few years ago to now, he's not looking good. And I don't know if it's his like fall from grace or whatever it is. If he was making $100 million a year, it seems like, and I don't know his financial situation because some people just tick away money, but it seems like he could probably maybe have enough money to just turn off the camera and like go back to living a normal life, like maybe get healthy, spend time with your family in a genuine way that's not just eating animals fresh off the grass and get, I don't know. It's sad. And the whole like taking steroids while selling this dream is so, it's almost like when, women get online and they have like butt implants or something, and then they turn around and they're selling these like booty building programs when really they have implants or something. It's just, it really is disappointing and it sucks. So what do y'all think? Have y'all heard about this? I hope that he gets the help that he needs. I truly do, whatever that is. And I really hope that his kids are okay. I hope that his 2 boys are mentally okay. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Other than that, I love you guys. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Love you guys. Bye.